Hi, this is Will with Opus 1IO with another support video. This video is intended to be a supplement to our full setup tutorial video that's currently on our YouTube. The full setup tutorial video goes through from start to finish, setting up your Opus 1 IO for your school. This video is intended to update the aspects of that video that deal with service duplication. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to duplicate your services into services of different duration lengths. For example, creating guitar makeup lessons of 45 and 60-minute lengths from this 30-minute makeup lesson service that I already have here, and then doing the same for the guitar private lessons and the guitar trial lessons. After that, we're going to show you how to do a batch update to turn all of those services into services for multiple instruments. So the purpose of this video is to show you that from essentially 3 base services, you can create all of the appointment services for your music school or studio. Now, I'm going to assume that if you're watching this video that you navigated here from our full tutorial setup video, and that you already have at least 3 services, preferably 1 trial, 1 regular private lesson, and 1 makeup lesson, created and properly set up on your Opus 1 account. If you do not have at least those 3 services ready to go, please navigate back to the full setup tutorial video and finish watching the segment on appointment services until at least you have your makeups, privates, and trial lessons for at least 1 instrument and 1 time duration ready to go. You don't want to begin duplicating your services unless the services you're duplicating from are completely and correctly filled out and their settings are properly determined. All right, so without any further ado, let's begin. So the first thing we want to do is duplicate each of these 3 services into services of 45 and 60-minute lengths. So it's going to be a pretty repetitive process, so feel free to skip ahead. I'll have a timestamp in the description. All right, let's begin. So first we're going to duplicate this makeup lesson for 30 minutes into makeup lessons of 45 and 60-minute duration. So to do that, first we want to duplicate. It's going to create a copy of our makeup lesson. Here you can see it. Guitar makeup lesson 30-minute copy. Now we want to go to update that. First thing we want to change is the name of the service. We're going to change this to guitar makeup lesson 45. We're going to leave all these settings the same. This is still a guitar class. And we can scroll down and change this to 45 minutes, 45 mins for the tags. That way it's searchable by duration with our services. And then we're going to go to update service. Then we're going to go to our calendar settings and change the duration of this appointment to 45 minutes. All right. Now this is the minimum amount of settings you're required to change. However, if you want to, you can change some more settings in there if it's necessary for your studio, but we're going to continue on. All right, next we're going to duplicate the 45-minute, and we're going to update this one to 60 minutes, following the same procedure as before. 60 minutes. Update the service to save your changes. And we'll go change this to 60 minutes. Update the service, and go back to our services page. All right, so now we're finished with our makeup lessons. We have identically set up services for 30, 45, and 60-minute guitar makeup lessons. Next, let's do the same procedure on our guitar privates. So we'll update here, change this to 45 minutes, scroll down to our tags, change this to 45 mins, update the service, we'll go to our calendar and change the duration to 45 minutes, as we did with the makeup lessons. And we're going to repeat this process for the 60 minutes. 60-minute guitar private. Where is our copy? Here. We're going to update this one to be 60 minutes. Okay. Make this 60. I realized that I didn't initially duplicate the 30-minute guitar private, but that's all right. You can do this in any order you like. So now we still need a guitar private for 30 minutes. So here's our copy. We'll update to make this 30 mins. Scroll down, change this to 30 minutes. Update the service. Go to our calendar settings and set to 30. All right. Finally, we have 30, 45, 60 for makeup, 30, 45, and 60 for guitar privates. We're going to do the same thing for trial lessons here. And I'm going to go ahead and duplicate. All right, so let's change this one to 45. Scroll down. Update the service. Calendar settings, and once again, we're going to change that duration. Forgot to hit enter. Cool. Update that service, and finally 60 minutes. All right, so now we have guitar makeup lessons, guitar privates at level 1, and guitar trial lessons, all for 30, 45, and 60 minutes. Now, if you offer different levels of private lessons, you'll want to go ahead and duplicate those in the manner I just demonstrated here. That way you have, for example, guitar private level 2, 30, 45, and 60 minutes, guitar private level 3, 35, 45, 60 minutes, etc. Before you batch duplicate. All right, so now that we have these set up, we can go ahead and batch duplicate these for multiple instruments. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and switch over to list view, and I'm going to begin at the top. So we're going to go ahead and select guitar makeup lesson 30 minutes to batch duplicate from. So as I explained in another video, what batch duplicate for services does is essentially create a copies of one service with different instruments listed in that service. So from a guitar makeup lesson of 30 minutes, you can create drum makeup lesson 30 minutes, oboe lesson 30 minutes, French horn lesson, makeup lesson 30 minutes, etc. All with a couple of clicks. So we've selected guitar makeup lesson 30 minutes as our template, and we're going to specify a list of items to duplicate for, meaning we want to list the new instruments here that we would like to create services for. You'll note here that case does matter, so you want these things to look nice and pretty when your clients sign up for these services, so make sure they're spelled correctly and capitalized. So let's go ahead and do drums. We'll do bass guitar, we will do keyboard and organ, and we'll keep those 4 going forward. Next, you want to specify the word define and replace. This is going to be the instrument listed in the template service. So we're using guitar makeup lesson 30 minutes as our template. We want to replace the word guitar wherever it appears in our new makeup 30-minute services. All right. And what this is going to do, I'll just read this description to you. For each service, the word guitar will be replaced by drums, bass, guitar, keyboard, organ in the service name, tags, short and long descriptions, plan names, and descriptions, and email templates. All right. And as a warning, you always want to make sure to validate all your service settings before duplicating. So make sure you have everything set up before you go batch duplicating and create a bunch of services you're going to have to individually edit later. All right, so let's go ahead and batch duplicate. So we'll do that. So those services. Now bass guitar is going to appear here because we're searching for guitar, but I'll show you later that we've created all these services. So we're going to do the same thing for 45 minute, and you'll notice that the instruments we specified stay. So we can go ahead and batch duplicate there. All right, so now we want to go to the makeup lesson 60. Batch duplicate there. Go to guitar private 30 minutes. We'll batch duplicate there. Guitar private 45. Batch duplicate there. Guitar private 60. Batch duplicate there. Guitar trial 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and 60 minutes. All right, so now you'll see if I get rid of this guitar search that we have successfully created all of these various services. So we have our bass guitar makeup 30, 45, and 60 here. We have our bass guitar private 35, 60. We have our drums makeup, our drum privates. We have, did we do French horn here? Let me see, which one was it? Keyboard and organ. Yeah, so we have our keyboard makeups, keyboard privates, and if we scroll all the way down, we have all of our organ services here. Trial, privates, and makeups. Now, there are a couple things to note. When you batch duplicate, currently we don't have a way to automatically update the photos associated with your services, so you will have to go into each service after the fact and pick the pictures that you want to associate with that particular service. Reminder that they need to be a 4:3 aspect ratio, and generally about 1200 pixels wide is optimum. You don't want pictures to be too large or it will slow down your self-booking portal. One more thing is that when creating, let me go find a private guitar lesson. So we originally used guitar private. Let's go to something else. Let's go to our drum private. If we go to update it here, and we go to our cancellation policies, and we go to visit cancellation, you will see that the service credit issued for drum private is actually listed as guitar makeup lesson 30 minutes. Why is that? Because we originally duplicated from guitar makeup lesson 30 minutes at the beginning. So when we duplicate and then batch duplicate, this service right here is not automatically going to be updated. So after you have duplicated your services for duration and then batch duplicated for different instruments, you will have to go back through and not only update the photos, but make sure that the service for which makeup credits are issued is correct for that service. So for drum private 45 minutes, what we actually want this to be is drum makeup 45 minutes. Drum makeup lesson 45. All right. So Following that procedure of duplicating your makeup, private, and trial lessons of one instrument for multiple durations, and then batch duplicating for multiple instruments, you can very quickly and efficiently create most, if not all, of the services associated and offered by your music school or studio. I hope this has been an educational video and that you learned how to use duplicate and batch duplicate when setting up your Opus One IO system. All right, I am Will with Opus One IO. Have a great day.